Hey guys, so welcome in today's video. I have for today a real world review of this M4 MacBook Pro. Okay, so here we are at my trusty desk, and this being a real world, review of this laptop right here, which is quite a power hog, and I absolutely love a few things about it. But if you're anybody that, loves to take your work on the go and you have no other option, then this definitely, I think, takes the cake. I don't think there's any Windows machine out there who can last as long as this machine can. Officially, this laptop right here should handle easily around 22 hours or 20 hours or north of 20 hours on the go, just doing daily mundane tasks. It comes with a 72 watt hour battery capacity, which is definitely enough because, well, Macs are very optimized in this way, so they definitely do take advantage of the overall internals. Yes, first of all, the look and feel of this guy right here. I definitely love the way these things are built. It feels like a tank. It definitely feels like, if I can throw it around, it will handle it quite nicely. And I absolutely love this. You know what? The first thing that comes in mind to me, as with any sort of laptop, is opening it up. And it definitely does so like a champ. There are other laptops. Yeah, I know there are other laptops up there, even in the premium price range, which can have issues here and there. You might know what I'm talking about, but yeah, this aside, this feels premium. This feels nice. The lid just closes. The gaps are uniform all around. It's nothing that I would expect less from a MacBook, because they definitely have been doing the hinges right for the past, I would say 15 years or so. With other issues in mind, yes, but definitely they have been nailing the quality assurance all the way from the factory to your hands. So this is the space black version right here, and you can get either the space black or the silver color for this, and it absolutely looks stunning in person. Yes, it is a fingerprint magnet, as you can see, but you know what? It's a nice, cool feeling fingerprint magnet, so that's something. But yes, you can get your greasy fingers on the screen, and also you will see some, fingerprints here and there. It's not as bad as you would expect, but definitely, a fingerprint magnet. Also on the trackpad here, the keyboard actually looks and feels amazing. It is nothing less than what you would expect, and the overall trackpad behaves the same as with the other MacBook models. You have all the gestures, so that's pretty nice. It feels really solid. It's nothing less than you would expect, really. It's all premium quality all around. And they still probably suffer, but we will see later on, the same issue as for the other MacBooks, where these kind of fade out over time with pressing the keycaps in the same places, and you can definitely see wear and tear. But hey, you know what, it is what it is. Otherwise, I definitely love the overall factor. I don't like the size, the 14-inch, but that's just a personal preference. On the back side of the machine, of course, you have the 4 grippy rubber feet that, well, are pretty standard in MacBooks nowadays. You get 2 intakes, one here and one here. And there's nothing really much to discuss here except for, the exhaust fans here, which are pretty cool to see for the overall lid. And this, well, very nice looking MacBook Pro recessed here in the aluminum. So that's pretty nice to see. And what else? Well, you get the 2 speakers right here, which are okay. They kind of sound a little bit teeny, if you ask me, on the 14-inch anyway. Display, it's actually really nice to look at. It goes up to 1000 nits peak brightness, and it even surpasses this in certain HDR content with 1600 nits of sustained backlight, which is absolutely amazing. But you definitely have to be outside for that, and maybe, point a flashlight or, direct sunlight into the screen, and it will definitely get brighter when you look at it. So the nano texture display, yeah, this is something absolutely amazing, and I definitely recommend you go for anytime you spec out a MacBook Pro, because man, otherwise I don't know if the camera can pick it up very good, but it definitely doesn't look all that good with all these reflections. This is like chemically etching the screen. It's nothing like a polymer that goes on the screen that can fade out over time and have issues, and they actually did have issues in the past. and I'll show you my previous MacBook, which is a 12-year-old by now MacBook. Just take a look at the screen here. So this is all the chemical that wore out, so I have to like really rub it out with isopropyl alcohol in order to take it out. But it's a pain in the butt basically to clean it off, so I didn't bother with it. But this is what chemically treating a screen looks like after many years, or used to anyway, on older MacBooks like this one right here. And well, Apple did learn something, you know, from its previous mistakes, and I like to see things getting corrected down the line. Also, the stunning display, it is an adaptive refresh rate display. It can go all the way up to 120 Hz, but it's in standard configuration, it goes to around 60 Hz. And if you're just like reading text and stuff like that, it can drop down to a few hertz, because well, you don't need that high refresh rate just to drain the battery. So there's neat party tricks like this all around this laptop that make it feel quite power efficient, and that's a really cool thing to see. So this one right here is the 14-inch M4 Pro, the base model, which comes with 12 CPU cores and 16 GPU cores, and for what it is tremendously fast, and only, well, spec'd out with 512 gigabytes, which is definitely not enough in this day and age. So if you spec out one of these machines, you can either take advantage of the Thunderbolt 5 ports that it has, because they're really fast. Keep in mind that on the M4 standalone non-Pro and non-Max versions, the ports are actually Thunderbolt 4, which are fast, don't get me wrong. They go up to 40 gigabits per second transfer rate, but this go all the way up to 120, so that's 3 times the speed basically. And if you have to rely on an external hard drive for your unit, yeah, definitely Thunderbolt 5 is the way to go, because it will give you the flexibility of editing, you know, videos on your machine without having to use the internal storage, and that's pretty fast. So you might not feel any sort of difference between running it natively on your computer and just sharing the files between the hard drive that's external to your machine, and that's a big win. As for the port, well, you get, you know, 2 Thunderbolt 5 right here, and of course the proprietary MagSafe 3 charger right here. I'm really happy that they brought out MagSafe back once again, but yeah, this is not new for this model. And of course a headphone out, so a headphone jack, 3.5mm jack right there. And on this other side, I'm pretty happy to see, and there are a lot of people happy to see, that you still get this SD card slot right here, another Thunderbolt 5, and an HDMI 2.1 port right here. This comes equipped with a 72 watt-hour battery, like I mentioned before, and in the box you get a 70 watt charger. That's a USB to MagSafe 3 connector that you get in the box there to connect, well, to hook up your laptop to power. But if you're tight on time and you want to bump up the speed of your charging, then definitely you can find a charger, a USB charger rated for 96 watts, and use that with your laptop, and it should still be good to go without any sort of issues. So let's talk about the camera now, because this camera is actually really cool. It's a 12 megapixel center stage camera. That's a 1080p resolution, and it actually is pretty cool. Alright, so this is the camera resolution. It's not that bad. It does actually have some neat options in here, so we can go onto the background. We can remove the background if we want to, and once you remove the background, it does have that center stage well, thing, when it just kind of tracks you a little bit here and there. So it kind of tries to keep you in focus. So that's pretty neat to see. This is all doing it by itself. I don't have to do anything to the laptop, and that's pretty neat. And I would say that the viewing angles are quite okay. It's not the best resolution. I don't see myself looking as maybe nice as I could possibly do. Well, this center stage can definitely be deactivated if you want to, so you can activate and deactivate the center stage functionality, which is pretty cool. It does have something featuring, you know, studio light here, and as you can go, you can definitely adjust the studio lighting to make it look, you know, more professional, if that's what you're looking for. And you can definitely switch it off if you don't want to, and it does also have this nice feature which is called background right here. So yeah, but once you do activate background, you have to keep in mind that the center stage basically, oh, it does still work. Yeah, it kind of brings you in. It doesn't feel as natural, as you can see. But you know what? It's doing a decent job even with background activated, so that's pretty nice. And you do have my favorite, the Cupertino flag right here. No, it's not my favorite, but you do have that in there because, well, why not? And I would suggest this is also from, well, Cupertino itself. But definitely you have a bunch of options right here. You can definitely customize it and make it your own if you want to, or just a simple, you know, color background if that's your play. So definitely you can do that, and that's pretty cool. There is also something here, desk view. There's also there's also a very nice, neat feature with this camera right here, which is called Desk View. And as you can see, you can basically share whatever you're doing with the person on the screen. So if I were to write something on a piece of paper here, then definitely they would be able to see that there. So that's pretty cool. That's a neat trick, I would say, or a party trick. I'm not really sure how useful it can be. So guys, this has been my general, well, overview of this incredible machine. And I am interested to see if you guys are interested in purchasing one, what would you use it for, and what are the general specs that you are mostly interested in. Thank you so very much for taking the time to watch this video. And don't forget to drop me a solid boost by just maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Hit me up with some comments down below. Keep this party going, right? But anyway guys, stay informed, and as always, stay awesome, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.